Hello again. I'm just going to continue right where I left off for transport, empire building, connecting our map. So I was kind of taking a break away from that big passenger line thing because why not? And I'm thinking, well, shell. Down to 60 tons. Yeah, so I kind of pointed out in whichever previous episode that we have to connect all the primary industries, but we don't have to make millions of billions. So like these three are totally fine being connected, which is exactly what I'll do. Go away. I was reading README with regards to map sizes, and I think the biggest allowed map is, well, 16 billion tiles or some such. I don't know. I think it's either a 16 million map by 1000 or some combination of thereof. And whoever wrote this was saying that, under even lower circumstances than that, it takes up 1.2 gigabytes of memory. Like, think about 1.2 gigs of memory nowadays is nothing. How efficient the game is. And then, when you're running a server, I think, most people aren't running triple. I know there are new triple core Xeons, but I mean not cores, but CPU. But like a quad CPU, I don't know, thread repair sort of stuff. I probably want another one of these. Like, I would imagine that the few servers that exist are basically people's vaguely funky home computers at best. And they still manage somehow. I don't even know what to do with sand. Like, that's just going to be a totally random thing. Glassworks. Okay, well, it's going to be very low on my priority list. Magic boat silo. Okay, after that, come in here. Fine. Don't care. You've not seen me do that. again, the logic is that we have to connect things, not that we have to connect them neatly. I was hoping there's a metalworks slightly more nearby. You'll see in a moment. It's kind of hilarious though, because like flying steel in terms of physics is just plain stupid. Which is exactly. Wow. Says better deal. 10% faster. No. Like it hasn't even taken off yet, and we already have way too many. So that's not really going to be a great idea. I'm curious. Like you get 3K out of this. You know, this is stupid. No, not boats. I want to sell all of these and we'll just do it sensibly. By sensibly, I mean getting a bunch of tucks. Not sure that's anyone's definition of sensible. If you think about it, like, yeah, this takes 3 times more than the plane. It flies, well, it doesn't fly. It moves a third of the speed, and it costs 10 times less. No, 7. Nah, I don't want that. Just in case, I will most likely want to put a train there. And that's where boats kind of come in, being useful. How did you do that? And if you look at, just speed things up a little. Yeah, that's 14K. Yes, I want that. Okay. Let's annoy ourselves a little, okay? So these will medium, large, large, medium, 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 clay, coal. So jumping topics as usual, 1.2 gigs of memory isn't a lot. But if you have to think, that has to be saved, like put into disk, even if it's a solid state, which nowadays it would be. Good. I mean, like higher end SSDs can do really good speeds. Livestock. So 1.2 gigs, and that's just the map, not the content. I don't know. I'm curious because like I have a pretty high-end computer. If you were paying attention to what I was talking about earlier, you could figure it out. Okay, steel, not too bad. I'm just kind of curious how much strain it would put on the system or not. Just 1 second, apologies. Right, I'm here. Oh yeah, I wanted to check the occupancy rates, and yeah, you're being bumped up. You're fine. You're definitely being bumped up. Even that is. You're definitely being bumped down. Anything under 20. Theoretically, this is being done, like this is where there's an inconsistency, right? Because if we don't play for money, this is small. And that's the small. So I want 200 people. So actually this is, I don't know. Okay, what year is it? 66. So this is the new one. It does 80K. So it's less than 10%. I think this is kind of medium. Okay, how about hiding? Hold on. Let's hide that. And then everything becomes this. Okay, that's kind of fine. I don't think this would have made significant improvements in our incomes. But at least we're building out bits of the map. I mean, obviously, we're far, far away from even superficially being done. I think we got about this far. And if you see, like, there's this invisible line where I'm hooking things up. Let's go back to passengers because it's so much fun. Hello. Do as I say. Let's lose more money, basically. Six. Don't really think they care, but there you go. So you'll be hooked into here. Actually. And you can turn it on there. And you naughty. No, I said this. Yeah, we need to decide if we're bothering with money and occupancy rates or we don't. Because if I do, that's one way to play. If I don't, then obviously, yeah, definitely don't want that. Yeah, but that's the thing, 40 tons of coal. I'm not too phased. I think I'm just going to play illogically, which is the best option. Otherwise, it's too restrictive. I'm going to make a few changes here. So we're not paying info. Which is good for us. That's for future use. Because now we have hovercraft, for example. And yeah, that's actually pretty sweet because I could do something like this, yeah. I can't see what you're saying. Boy and rooms, girl and rooms. I do something like this, passengers, mail, goods, and then shit, go away. I mean, we don't have to, but here's the thing. Like, name this connected docs, and then you, who already has an absolute load of needs to drive. Oof, drive needs to stop there, and then here. And we say people speed. There is an eel in my hovercraft. We do have people. I don't know if it's actually going to pick up any, because it's cargo distribution. Yeah. They're still losing money. Well, tough. We tried. Also, now I don't need to put a term line between these two, which is even better. But I do kind of need to do something here. Do I? We just put stuff in here. Or here. 6. Lots of hotels. 6, not 7. You know, what counts as a connection, really? Like, what counts as a connection with regards to towns being connected, that is. There you can turn it around. Go away. So that's kind of sorted. I think this is sorted. These guys are generally sorted apart from a new hotel, which we need to pick up. Okay. How's the industry count? Creeping up. Unshocking. That's going to be another round of things. That hotel on the lower side of the screen. I'm pretty sure most of our losses come from don't know where. Oh, the trains. And what are you doing? China clay. I'm obviously empty, but I mean that's inconvenient, but otherwise. So yeah, I think if I look at these guys, 5 million. That's cargo distribution. I want to change stuff, okay? We'll cargo dist. So semantic is that people who go out come back arbitrarily. Like asymmetric is arbitrary, but each asymmetric nearest asymmetric means roughly same number of passengers and then go back. That's random. Manual is nothing. Yeah, none of these are good. Because what I would be expecting to see is that, yeah, there's always something, is that You know, from a small town to a big town, a lot of people want to go, but why would they want to go back? I casually skipped over these towns accidentally. Sure, let's not. Why would people want to go back? Stay there, like in stupid movies. Stay the bleep down. Go. Don't come back. Yes. Okay, I've totally not been here. Why is that stores? Why not town? That was our first stop. Station, whatever. That's an opportunity. I know about that hotel, that's just in a weird spot. Where's the station here anyway? There. It's a bad place. Sure. Hmm? Ah. I'm like, why? Okay, fine. Let's not. And then I want these guys to connect this for the time being. It's probably not the smartest idea, but hey. So I could, out of curiosity sort of thing, I want a large airport just because of planes being able to do their things. A new plane, people. I don't want the helicopter really. And then what we do is more terms, because why not? Some really obscurely named town. I think we'll need a few more of these because it's going to kind of connect to an airport, but it's not directly relevant. Like, because cargo these people will want to go to anywhere, so I want this hill to be gone. So we had, so that's going to kind of get connected once the game wakes up. I'm curious about this. Oh, this is overloaded apparently. Not that I would see it. But fine. And then so is this. Wow. I don't want people. Weird. So people are using the trains now a little to actually get from places to places. And this says it's heavily. Oh, this is the plane in it. 130. How's you with money? You're making money. Well, I mean, don't know about that. So what actually happens apart from we needing another one, but I want to clone it from here because we start there. Now I don't see my stations. Great. Yeah, we did these. And we didn't do any of these. Well, let's do that then. Central Station. Timetabling. Where is here? Okay. Who came up with that? Yeah, it's probably going to be one of these more heavily used ones because it directly connects to the airport and the trains. Like I expect this is going to get a lot busier. Okay, do we have cargo capacity? That takes 94 upgrades. Get out. Super 60. Ow. Really? I have no idea what you're on about. So what's flying? Okay, okay. This is a Lockheed Constellation at 60K a year, okay? Ah, yeah. No, that's way too expensive. No. I'm sure it's great, but no. So we have connected this. So now it's kind of these towns. We still have some time. I wonder, but I think I know the answer. Yeah, that just doesn't fit. You, come here. So trains are, you know what would be interesting to actually see if this is getting any better at all. The other thing is, this is such a small place. They have a hotel. Why do you have a hotel? Right. Whoever stops here, that one tram. Probably overkill. I was tentatively saying we could kind of get a boat here. It's probably plain stupid, but I don't want to cut this. It bugs my OCD, but very shortly I will end up with an outstanding number of there. I'm going to have an abundance of oil fields. And to be very honest, I'd rather not. Do you want to do your stuff a bit faster? I'm curious. So this is probably chemicals. Okay, why don't we do it the sensible way? People. Well, the answer is we're just starting to make money. And I think the other was chem, probably medium. Yep. And steel XL, except I don't have that. You're losing money anyway. I quite clearly don't care so much for the money aspect. In the big scheme of things, we should kind of float, aim positive. Okay, 42 million, that will do. We're not paying info. Then we want to connect. Like, where we could use stuff like Hopcraft or even planes. These sort of places. I don't always want to go to. I don't know. Like, it could be flights just between these three. Which is precisely what I'll do. Just to do I though? My bigger problem really is that these airports are not that great, and then the big ones will be, I think, why did I do that? 12 by 12 or something. That's one happy topsoil. Happy topsoil city. So if I'm going to consider that connected. New term. Yeah, we have that. It's the one we're using. Mm, 8 minutes. That's poorly placed thing. I'm thinking just that. That will be some other day. Okay, fine. Sure. Sugar. So my slight issue is that the only way I could do this, no, is by deleting. Okay, you can turn it down there or here, I don't care. And then if I do it like that, that kind of gets the town in and good. And I'll leave you guys here for now because it's 55 minutes. So thanks for watching. We'll continue next time, pretty much doing the same thing. And yeah, any comments, likes, whatnot, feel free to interact. It's good for all of us. Thank you. And I shall save the game before I forget. Bye bye.